Every time I've bought a Klein electrical tool, I have said to myself, why didn't I get this sooner? And with no exception is the Catapult stripper. Hey guys, Toolman Tim here. Welcome back to the workshop where we create community, find freedom, promote preparedness, and share success. Back with another review for you. Real quick before we dive in, if you're ever wondering, hey, I wonder if he's got recommendations on other gear, quickest way to find out is go to toolmantim.shop. Right now I've got over 230 product stuff I've used and abused, stuff that's made me money or saved me money. So check it out. If you're looking for recommendations, head there. Okay, so this week, once again, I have got another Klein Tools electrical piece of gear. And this is quite possibly my favorite. I started with the electrical tester pen, went to the circuit tracer, and now I finally spent the money and bought myself a nice pair of automatic wire strippers. And if you don't have a pair of these, well, I got to tell you, you're missing out. So let's talk a little bit about them. First off, it's called the Klein Catapult stripper. I know I could make a joke there, but I'm going to leave it alone. Basically, the idea is it automatically cuts, strips the wire, and catapults the casing across the room. It's got, and this is pretty impressive for Amazon, 4.8 stars out of over 6,000 reviews. It's just about 30 bucks on Amazon.com. I picked these guys up in Canada at Home Depot, paid almost 50 bucks for them. So what are the features? First off, it'll do 8 to 20 gauge solid wire and 10 to 22 gauge stranded wire. All the reviews I read online, I've used it a lot, I've had good luck. I don't like trying to strip really fine wire anyway, but a lot of people said it's kind of hit or miss on the 22 gauge stranded wire. But if I were working in real fine wire like that, the first thing I would do would be to get a tiny pair made specifically for stripping that kind of wire. I'll try to get in here and zoom up. So if you can see right there on those silver teeth, it has all the different gauges marked. You put the wire in and then you pull it together like this. And then, watch, snaps it back. I'm going to show you in just a second. It also has a wire cutter right there. It says copper only, so don't try to cut nails or anything through it. But it's good down to, I think it's 10 gauge. Yep, 10 gauge wire there. Nice and spring loaded. One thing you might notice is you need big beefy hands to do this one-handed. You know, you can always do it two-handed and put your hands out. The spring action, it's not that bad when you're using it. You think it's going to be harder, but if you get your hands right down to the end and pull it together, it's not that bad. But it does, for one-handed operation, you're going to need fairly big hands. If not, two hands, push it together, you're all set. So like I said, every time I've used a piece of Klein gear, I have said, where have you been my whole life? So let me show you. So first off, the least useful function on this guy is right here. Put that through, done. Cuts off. So, love it, don't need it, because it's only good for cutting off the ends of wire, which is great because the other day I was doing some 12 gauge speaker wire, had a whole bunch to do, and it was just a little too big to get in there if I kind of gnarled up the wire a bit. So it was really nice to have that and just go snip and cut the end off, strip it again and start over. Now, I'm going to try to show you this. Okay, so you put it right where the gauge is, just like that, watch. And then you just, done. Now, if any of you guys are like me, I spent way too much time with the cheap Harbor Freight, Canadian Tire, Princess Auto jobs, just them cheap little red wire strippers. And every time I went to strip wire, I'd have to hold my tongue right and hope that I didn't have to cuss. This, I was able to strip, let me see, probably 40 connections doing all those wiring the other day, and I did it all in like 10 minutes. So nice. So then again, just like this right here, watch. Done, just like that. And then if you went too long, oh, sorry, cut it off. And that is all there is to it. There's not much more to say about these guys. So it's cast steel. The handles are rubberized to make them insulated. Everything about Klein Tools is great. They have a lifetime of the product warranty. They swear uphill and down on their website that they'll honor the warranty if there's ever a defect from the manufacturer. But it sounds to me like for the most part, Klein rarely has any issues. The stuff I've used so far has been top notch. Two other quick notes in case you're wondering how heavy it is. 12 ounces, so 3/4 of a pound. And they're manufactured in Taiwan, where they have more stringent quality control. American company, made in Taiwan. That's kind of what you end up finding with these Fairly close to buy it for life hand tools at this point. So a few quick cons, and they're little cons. I mean, the pros far outweigh. Simple to use. So like I said, first thing, they're a little wide. A little hard for someone with small hands to do one-handed operation. Not a big deal. Doesn't work really well with really fine braided copper at 22 gauge. Well, I'm not going to use this for those anyway. And they're not good for cutting right through the middle of a wire. Not the end of the world by any means. It would have been nice if they'd have maybe had like a straight, right in the back, a straight cutter where you could cut right through a wire. But I'm just being picky at this point. A couple other little things. They don't take up, they're shorter than a standard pair of shitty wire strippers, but they're heavier. What would be really nice if it didn't hurt the spring would be if it came with a lock, so you could lock it kind of like that, so it takes up a little less room in the bottom of your toolbox. But the extra heft on this, it's worth it. And if you don't want the cutters, you can take those cutters off. If space and weight is a premium for you, there's 4 little Allen keys there. Just take them right out, throw it away. I don't know why you would, because they're absolutely handy for when you need to straighten up the end of a wire. But like I said, where have they been all my life? These meet the Toolman Tim seal of approval 100 times over. That's 3 for 3 for Klein with me. I've been upgrading my electrical tools, and this, oh boy, between this and the electrical tester pen, pretty close. So if you're looking for a good, inexpensive pair of wire strippers, the Klein Catapult strippers are where it's at. Check them out. I got the link in the description below if you're looking at checking them out on Amazon. So that's it for me this week, guys. If you want to know more about me, quickest way, toolmantim.co. You'll find social media links, weekly or monthly newsletter, and of course the shop with over 230 products and close to 30 categories of products over there. And if you want to stick around, hit that subscribe button, introduce yourself in the comments, and 2 reviews a week and 3 podcast episodes, live streams, interviews, the works. So check it out, hang around, introduce yourself, and thanks for dropping by, guys. And as always, stay happy, stay healthy, and have a great week.